Hello, my realtor friends. This is Nathan Rufty with Canopy Mortgage. Just in this past week, I have gotten 2 phone calls from realtors asking about declining market. If you've been in this business long enough, we noticed back in 2007, 8, and 9, there was appraisers marking on the appraisal that is a declining market area. We had to address that. So got 2 calls last week. So I emailed our scenarios department and I asked that question on how are we handling it, because one of the realtors asked the lender, they were putting 10% down, declining market. They told them to put, the lender said, well, now they got to come up with 20% down in a declining market. I looked on Fannie Mae's guidelines. They said, yes, they do purchase loans that are in a declining market. The appraiser just needs to do a little bit more work in explaining that on why it's a declining market. Homes sitting on the market for more than 6 months. There's an abundance of homes for sale in a particular area, which we're not seeing. This is not the bust of 2000 and 6, 7, and 8, where every other home on the block was for sale. We're not going to see that. And so I did ask a question about the Fannie Mae conventional and for FHA. Additional down payment is not necessarily a requirement for conventional, definitely not on FHA. So FHA is taking that stance. When that's a declining market, you're still obligated to do the minimum of 3.5% or more if you want to do that. So when I get calls from realtors that express several questions that they're starting to see, because tons of realtors are calling me about some questions that they're seeing, and I haven't seen that any yet on any of our appraisals that have come in the states that I lend in. Not saying I'm not going to see them, but if I had 2 realtors call me, then yeah, we're probably going to end up seeing more and more of that coming from everybody in the industry. So I just want to reach out to the realtors that you're probably going to see that. Don't fret. Ask the lender, what's going on with the appraisal. Did the appraiser do their due diligence on that report? It doesn't look like FHA is going to take that in consideration. Conventionally, they're going to look at the report. The appraiser has to address a little bit more on why it's a declining market. And I think we're all going to be fine, just because we're not going to see what happened in 2008, 9, and 7, where everything was just plummeting in the value. I don't think we're going to see that, but I just got the call, wanted to reach out to the realtor partners. If you're starting to see that more, just ask a little bit more questions from the lender on, did the appraiser documentate a little bit more so they can hold that 5, 10, or 20% down for the conventional, where they don't have to come in with more. My name is Nathan Rufty. I hope to connect with you in 2026. I can be your lender of choice. If I'm not already, I welcome the opportunity to be that lender. Nathan Rufty with Canopy Mortgage. I am licensed in Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and California. Those are my 4 states that I'm currently licensed in. If you got any business in those states, reach out. Love to talk to you about it. Nathan Rufty at 909-503-5600. All my contact information is below. Have a great day.